Morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning or good afternoon, depending on you're watching this video. We didn't go live this morning. Technical difficulties. Ah boy. But anyway, I'll be live later on this afternoon. But I want to come on and pretty much share with you my weekend. My weekend was great. It was a great weekend. Started the first day of the week off right by attending church, and service was always uplifting, always great, and it's always. Oh, hold on, let me stop. Let me pause for a second. First, I want to thank God for another day of life, another day of strength. I want to thank God for the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, the good, the bad, the ugly. I want to thank God for it all. And we also wanted to, talk about the service. So anyway, like I was saying, Sunday, hold on a second. Y'all, hold on a second. Give me a second. Hold on. I'll be right back. Hold on. So yeah, I'm back. Good Greek. But yeah, like I was saying, church service was good. And the message was about people of God, people that believe, people that truly believe, and the way the world is, and he was pretty much saying that if the people of God, people that Christians say they believe, and they truly believe, and start treating each other like they are Christians, like they believe, like with the love of the Lord. If they started to do that, then the things of the world, a lot of the things that's going on in the world wouldn't be going on. As far as our schools, our communities, our churches, and everything else, things will be different. Things will be the same, so, you look at stuff like that, and think about it. When you think about it, things are. When I was growing up, I said this in one of my other videos. When I was growing up, the community was tight. Even if, like I said before, most of the people that live in the area either they know somebody in your family, right? Nowadays it's a little different, but when I was growing up, they knew who you were. So if you got out of line, they knew who your mama was, knew who your daddy was, and if you got out of line, they would chastise you. And call your mother or your father and tell them what you had done and why they did what they did, why they chastised you, and your mother, your father chastised you too. So you'll get it on both ends. Nowadays, it's not like that anymore. And I understand things change, and people are crazy. Some people are crazy, but I would say that if we got back to and it may not happen in my lifetime, it may not never happen, but if we got back to loving each other with the love of the Lord and treating each other as such, the world would be a much better place. But at the same time, Rome wasn't built in a day, and all we can do is focus on us. I focus on me, you focus on you, and we try person by person, life by life, to change our circumstances, to change things that's going on in our world. And it's like give, be willing to help, be willing to serve, and don't hold your hand like this. Be willing to hold your hand like this, because even though you got it closed in, got it balled up, nobody can get it. Nobody can get what's in it, but you can't receive nothing. You can't receive anything either. So be willing to give. Be willing to give. Be willing to share. Be willing to help. I always speak about the homeless because, I know what it's like to be in the streets, live in the streets, So that's kind of like a thing of mine that you see. You see people, even people that ain't. Certain people have mental illnesses, and certain people just don't want to work. But for the most part, people that even people that work, go to work every day, can't afford to sleep in their cars because of the high prices, because of our government, things that our government are doing to not help the citizens of this country. I live in the United States, matter of fact, you say that. I live in the U.S., and it's sad that the country is wealthy, but I guess, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into that, because, it all depends on your mind frame, your mindset, and your work ethic, and nobody wants to hand out. And Martin Luther King said, they want you to lace up your boots. Lace up your boots, but I don't want to quote them wrong. But they want people to lace up their boots, but how you want to lace your boots up with boots if you don't have no boot to lace with? So pretty much saying that they tell you to lace your boots up, but we as a certain people have already been bamboozled and hoodwinked and lied to. I was over here where I live at. I live in South Florida, right, in the county. My mom was telling me about when I was growing up in certain areas in the state where she grew up at, around the beach area, it was owned by African Americans. And, they told them that something's going on, this and that, and they ran people out. People left, and when they came back to their homes, all their homes were burnt to a crisp. So, and now that area's been built up, and guess who lives there? You know what I mean? And that's the wealthiest part of the state, by the beach, by the water. That's the best area to live in. But back in the day, it was owned by African Americans, but they ran them out. So anyway, I don't want to get into all that stuff, but I just want to share that, basically, people of God, start praying, gotta start praying, gotta start loving each other, and you can't say you love God, and you worship God, go to church and worship God, and hate your fellow man. Whether it's his economic status, whether it's the color of his skin, whether it's the neighborhood he grew up in. You can't hate your fellow man. And I say man, but I mean men and women. You can't hate people or despise people because of how they look, or where they're from, or how they grew up. If you believe, and sometimes you mentioned this too. Sometimes it's people in your own family. Like you was sharing that Judas and Jesus. Judas, if you read the Bible, Judas betrayed Jesus. But if you say they were related, and I can't don't say that I said it, because I'm going by what the minister said. I'm not a biblical scholar. I'm trying day by day to read, understand the word. But you say they were related. If that's true, if you're watching this and that's not true, give me some research or give me something to read so I can read it for myself and I find out whether it's true or not. Even though I'm just telling you what the minister said on Sunday. And but yeah, sometimes it's people that's closer to you that will cause you most hurt and harm. But still be prayed up. And if you live your life with the faith and the belief that knowing that God is real, then you don't walk in the spirit of fear. You don't walk in the spirit of fear. You're not afraid of anything. But what can you do to somebody that's not afraid? Not afraid of anything. Not afraid to die. Because they say if you die and you're living right, and you've been living right, then you're gonna be in the presence of God. And another analogy you gave too, and I thought this was a good point. You said that people talk about heaven and hell. People talk about heaven and hell, right? And people drive me crazy. Everybody in the hurry to get to work. And if you late, you late. But anyway, he talked about heaven and hell, right? And he was saying, and he used this is a great point. He said, God gives us free will, and if you have a choice while you're here. If you choose to live a certain way, and you don't want to be in the presence of God, then when you die, your spirit don't want to be in the presence of God either. So the point is, if you desire to be with God, Because this isn't it. This isn't it. You know, our spirit leaves this flesh, but this isn't it. So if you desire to have a presence with God, then strive daily to be in the presence of God. Act like it, and be. This world is a dark place, a gloomy place, full of demon, full of hate, full of negative energy. But you can be the light. You can be the light in this dark place we call the world. So let your light shine. This little light. That sounds like Tina Turner. I was showing my mom that. I was showing my mom that beginning of the movie the other day, with a little girl with young Tina was singing that song. So we're gonna sing that song as close us out. Spitting. Sorry, but we're gonna sing that song close us out, and we'll see you later on today. So if you know the words, sing along with me. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Okay, all right, one more song before we get off, huh? You know, I love this song, and it's the truth. So, you know the words, sing this one along. Sing this one with me. I've had some good days. I've had some hills to climb. I've had some weary days. And some lonely nights. But when I look around and I think things over, all of my good days outweigh my weary days, and I won't complain. Sometimes the clouds hang low, and I can't hardly see the road. And I've asked the question, Lord, why so much pain? But He knows what's best for me. Although my weary eyes, they can't see. So I'll just say, thank you, Lord. And I won't complain. Happy Monday to you. Y'all be safe, y'all be blessed. Don't forget to tell somebody you love them, because you never know when you're going to go. You never know when they're going to go. Get someone you love. You never know when you kiss them again. Also, a kind word. Kindness goes a long way. Say something kind, do something kind. You'd be surprised how that kind word, that kind of should change somebody's life. I'm going to testimony to that. A kind word, how to change my life. So with that being said, y'all be safe, y'all be blessed. I see you later on this evening. We'll be live. I'm out. Peace.